Mr. Antonio Merino Garcia joins me now. He is the chief economist with REPSOL. Very, very welcome. Tell me, how important is these outlooks and this symposium for an oil company like REPSOL?
Well, it's not only the basis for the long-term decisions, it's also the basis for the long-term value of our assets. So we have to at least to have a long-term view which is consensual and which can be accepted. We know that we are not going to be right completely, but at least we know with all the information we have a view on what are the drivers and where are we going in terms of prices, in terms of demand, in terms of supply, because it's important for investment decisions and for valuing our assets.
And of course you can analyze many of the outlooks and the reports that come out throughout the year, and I'm sure you even have your own ones as well. But actually this symposium, where the International Energy Forum facilitates to the IEF and the IEF, the IEA, the OPEC, coming together really to look at these reports, to compare these reports, and it gives you an opportunity also to have an input. And you spoke today. Tell us a little bit about some of the feedback you've been getting throughout the day.
Okay, firstly, it is important to have a common view on the data, a common view on what are the facts that they are behind the scenarios, and this is quite relevant, especially when you have OPEC, and it's about 40% of the production, taking into account crude plus LNG, and also about the need for investment, because we have to look at both parts, the OPEC and non-OPEC countries. What they have said is that the general outlook, we are talking about prices. We need higher prices in order to have enough investment which guarantee enough production in the future, so we can have a price which is not beyond what we have seen in past cycles. And also we have seen how the trends in demand can evolve. And what we have seen is that for the time being, they are very sensitive to prices. So in this low price scenario, demand is very sensitive to prices. So we will expect demand to be a little bit higher than what is expected in some of the medium-term outlooks. But the main drivers, we all agree, there is a lot of uncertainty regarding unconventional, at which price we can have such an amount of unconventional that they can compensate for any increase in demand. This is one issue. And the other issue is we still need time to see on the cycle what's going on. That means how production is going to evolve in the next couple of years and how prices are going to evolve in the next couple of years.
And how important do you say that it is for the companies like yourself, for the national oil companies, the international oil companies, and again the key energy producers to really be part of this conversation, bringing here together the analysts, bringing some government officials, the policymakers, all of that? It's important for the commercial side too to have their say.
Well, I think being part of the industry means that you are either a company or a government, but we are all part of the industry, and all exchange of information is always welcome because it helps us, not just in terms of commercial, it's in terms of investment and how we can really do what we are supposed to do, which is to contribute to really have energy which is accessible to all people. This is something which is not only in the interest of the government, it's in the interest of the companies, it's in the interest of the general public. But here we have the possibility to exchange views about the general outlook, which is very, very, very relevant for all of us.
And how do you see the role of the International Energy Forum within this? How important and how relevant has that become, and how has it grown over the years?
Well, as you know, when it was created, that was the beginning of the cooperation between producers and consumer dialogue. And just only because of this, it makes sense. And actually to have an international forum where you at least are discussing about the data. This is a market where 500,000 barrels, more or less per day, can be just a sign that the market is overbalanced or it's oversupply or it's undersupply. So it's quite important and quite relevant to have a forum where first we discuss about the statistic, about the real value of the number, and secondly we try to assess producer, consumer, companies, governments, what is the real state of the market.